Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, you know my next guest tonight from Blue Velvet, Death Becomes Her, and 30 Rock. Her latest film is Conclave.
Well, good afternoon, sister. I would like to speak to the nun who dropped her tray just now.
She's safe with me. I'm dealing with the situation.
I'm sure you are, Sister Agnes, but I must see her myself.
I hardly think a dropped tray should concern the Dean of the College of Cardinals.
Even so,
The welfare of the sister is my responsibility.
And this conclave is mine.
Please welcome Isabella Rossellini.
Lovely to see you.
Conclave, a brilliant, beautiful film exploring the election of a pope and the church itself, warts and all, and it's heart, a very beautiful and hopeful film in many ways. And I loved it, and I loved your performance in it as Sister Agnes, as I was saying to you.
I went to school with the nuns, so I know how...
You were educated by the nuns?
I was educated by the nuns, so I know... I'm going to tell you something very strange. I asked my nun that I liked the most if the family, when she decided to be a nun, how she reacted. Oh, she said they cried. They say you can go to church every day. We want to be grandparents. Why don't you get married? You can still be religious. And she said it was a calling. When I asked my mom was Ingrid Bergman, a wonderful actress. Thank you. When I asked my mom, what made you decide to be an actress? She said, I didn't choose acting. Acting chose me. It's a calling. It was exactly the same answer that my nun gave me. It was something, and they both my mom and the nuns, they were very strong authority, with a lot of authority, a very pure core, and that's what I played in Sister Agnes.
Well, it's a very powerful performance, and you know there are not a lot of your character doesn't have a lot of lines, but a lot of presence.
A lot of presence, because in the Catholic Church there is a very strong hierarchy, and women, they have a role of really serving the cardinals. That doesn't mean that even if you have a subservient role, you don't have authority. And so it was fantastic to play a role where I don't have any lines, but everybody's a little bit afraid of me.
Well, some of the people who are afraid of you are the cardinals themselves.
The cardinals.
And there's an incredible cast: Ray Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, and this was shot in your hometown, Rome.
Yes.
Did you show them around?
Of course I showed them around.
Where would you want to take?
One of the things that was most spectacular was to see the Sistine Chapels, and the producers very kindly organized a private visit of the Sistine Chapel. And then we went to see the Sistine Chapel where we shot, because you cannot shoot in the Sistine Chapel. It's painted by Michelangelo.
Sure.
So we had to go to Cinecittà, which is a studio in Rome, where the Sistine Chapel was rebuilt exactly. And I was so moved, because my father was a filmmaker. It was with Federico. My father was Roberto Rossellini. His best friend was Federico Fellini. Thank you. And my father and Federico Fellini really trained a group of artisans, and I was so proud of that they could rebuild the Sistine Chapel in a studio.
It's a remarkable. I was actually just in Rome this past summer. Went to the Sistine Chapel, went to the Apostolic Palace, all the places where this is taking place. It's a perfect recreation.
It's a perfect
so
recreation.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci, of course, is famously searching for Italy. Did you did you help him find it? Because it seems hard to miss, in my opinion.
No, he knew more than me about restaurant and where to eat.
Oh, yes?
But I took him in a restaurant that he didn't know about. A restaurant run by nuns.
Really good.
There is a restaurant in Rome called Eau Vive that is run by nuns. It's in the center of Rome, not far from the Vatican. And of course, the Vatican has priests and nuns and cardinals from all over the world coming.
Yeah.
So it's a place where they can go. And it was open when I was a little girl, and my mom used to go there because Mama was famous and she didn't want to have paparazzi and people bothering her. So if she went to the restaurant, she went there because the nuns didn't bother her. And they served food, and the food was delightful, and then they sing too. And they all pray and sing. So Stanley was very impressed by that.
Wow.
It's difficult to
Your
impress
first
Stanley.
film, this is your first film?
Yes.
First film,
it
you
is.
played, this is not the first nun you've played.
No.
You played this nun. How old are you here?
It was maybe 22, 23.
22. You played a nun with your mother
Yeah.
in a film. I believe your character's name was Sister What a Waste. And what was, do you remember your character's name?
Maybe Pia, maybe it was Sister Pia, I don't remember. Yes. It was a very small part. The director was Vincent Minnelli. Liza Minnelli had just won the Oscar for Cabaret, and she was dreaming to work with her dad. And so she put together this film for her dad to direct, and my mama was hired to be in the film, and Mama was happy because the film was shot in Rome, she could be with us. And then in the film, she plays a very eccentric Contessa, and at the end of the film, she's run over by a car, and she's in the hospital dying. And Mama thought that, well, that's what she told me, but I think she had another plan. She said, it'd be great if, as I'm dying, I have an hallucination, and because I look like my mom, that I see myself young, as a young person. The nun that is assisting me has my face of me when I'm young, so it's nice. But in fact, I don't think it was that. She wanted to give me a taste of acting because she wanted to tempt me into acting. I was resistant at the beginning.
She thought you needed a job?
No, well, at 22, you do need a job, but I was intimidated by being an actress because she was so famous, and I thought maybe I should do something else, something different. And she said, oh no, acting is the best job you can ever have. And so she was tempting me to become an actress.
Well, you actually ended up with another skill besides acting, as successful as you've been with that, is that you're a farmer?
Oh, yes, I am.
There you are. This is it. In your 50s,
Yeah.
you decided to go to school to study animal behavior, for
Yes.
real, like classes and grades and all that kind of thing.
Right,
Why?
yes.
Why did you decide
Well,
to do
I
this?
always liked animals, and I always wanted to study animals, particular ethology, which is the science of animal behavior. But I wasn't very good at school when I was a little girl, but I was very pretty. So I became a model. And then I followed Mama's advice and became an actress. And then in my 50s, there is less work for women. And I decided, you know what? I'm going back to what I always wanted to do. And so I went to Hunter College in New York and got a master's degree in ethology.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, it's a beautiful film. It's a beautiful performance. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
It's
you.
always lovely to spend time
Thank
with you.
you. It's lovely
Thank
to
you
see
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Conclave is in theaters and streaming now. Isabella Rossellini, everybody. We'll be right back.